Alright, enough of that. This pouch is my water pouch pretty much. I showed you in the other video there's two more platypuses, both of them 2.5 liter platypuses. Right there, that's 6 liters plus my bladder. That's my 8 liters, man. That's not even including the one, the Nalgene that I'll be carrying that I suck down with, within the first couple miles. Hydration is really key for me. I've found that no matter where you're at, if you stay hydrated, you're less susceptible to everything, fatigue, to cramps, to injury, to especially in the hotter weather, heat stroke and heat exhaustion. And I have my Kaden filter, and I mentioned earlier about some drops and purifying tablets. These are the ones that I prefer to use. It's pretty simple to use. They're made by Sweetwater. It's their purifier solution. It's basically bleach in a drip bottle. But this is the filter, and here's the adapter, like I said, for these platypus bags. Pretty much, this will go in just with your regular tube, just like you would if you were using this style filter normally, except this screws onto here and places this cap. And now I don't have to worry about hoses flopping out, cross-contamination or anything like that. It goes straight into there, or even in my bladder. I can turn around and put that hose in there, do that, not even got to take, if I got top off the bladder. Or worst case, since it's the same hose that would be in this fill valve, I can put take my bite valve off, shove that onto this filter, and fill that bladder while it's still in the pack. That means I don't have to take anything out. It's less time, less effort. Good to go. As you can see, if I'm in an AO that doesn't have a lot of water, and now have the ability where I can fill these and I can lash them on, stick them inside different spots, and I'll get to that more in a second because people are going to be like, well, where am I going to have the room for all this? Again, let me see where that can. This empty holds 2.5 liters. This empty is a quart. See the difference? That's why when you pack your bag, you have to really think about your gear choices, because it's just not about buying what you saw somewhere on a list. Okay, inside the pack now, all the fun and games. The Alice pack up here has pretty much a little access pads. You can put whatever you want here. Personally, I put stuff in here that I know that I might, again, stuff I might need. I used to carry a poncho and stuff up here, and stuff I don't anymore. I have my area maps, topo maps, trail maps. I have my compass down in here. It's a basic Silva map compass. 3 different style maps. What fell out was my little sewing kit. Usually I've never needed it, but for some reason I'd rather patch up a hole in my pants than having the important stuff hang out in front of everybody if something ever happened. A little carabiner here with some rope. Basically what I do is when I get into camp, after I get everything set up, I'll take this carabiner, latch it onto here or anywhere else on the pack, and I'll string it up in a tree. Bears in some areas of the country here, you need to be very careful about your wildlife. There's a lot of going into everything besides just putting a ruck on and turning around and walking into the bush. You got to really pay mind to what goes on around you. Got a spare backup little lighter here. This is basically, it's going to seem like this is a little disorganized, but this pouch right here is basically my odds and ends. Most of the stuff that I'm going to need like this, I already have on my person in my pant leg pockets or actually on me. But that's a totally different subject than Bob's. But pretty much you'll have whatever you want in here. I've put some odds and ends. There's a Triox bar with some matches. Again, some basic fire stuff. This isn't really nothing special. This is basically like an LED light stick and it strobes. The reason why, again, I would not normally carry this, but because of safety reasons and everything like that, if something were to happen on the trail with these other hikers, it's always good to have. This could be the little piece of signaling device, this $1.98 or $2.98, whatever it was, that actually draws attention to us in an emergency. Alright, I also have my hygiene kit right here. There's nothing much to it. Again, I know for 3 days I'm going to have a little thing of toothpaste, some eye drops, toothbrush, and some hand lotion, and that's it. I usually carry again, it's not in here right now. There's a couple, like I said, there's a couple items that aren't in here. I usually have a bandana for this that doubles as I usually have one around my neck when I'm hiking and one on inside here for you know, wash, cook, dry, whatever. Also, headlamp. This is like a cheap little Energizer, 3 LED headlamp, red and white. Okay, pretty cheap, about 12 bucks. They have a little problem with the switch. Sometimes you have to be careful to get turned on your pack, but this is probably one of the best bets in headlamps you want. It gives you hands free when you're crawling around at night or doing something else. It's very good to have your hands free. Having the big fancy, you know, Surefire or, you know, 700 lume flashlight is all great and wonderful when, you know, you're trying to be inside of a house, but just basically when you're backpacking or in your bob on foot in the woods, simple, light, and easy. Remember, everything's about bulk and size. See if I got anything else. That's pretty much that. Let's shove all that in here. So basically, like I said, it seems a little disorganized, but once you've packed your pack long enough, you kind of start knowing where everything's at. You know, okay, I need to check my maps. You know, tell somebody where it's at. They're going to be right there. Need sewing kits right there. I really don't get into that top pouch that much. That's the reason why there's a lot of the stuff in there that looks like, you know, like the sewing kit, the hygiene stuff. It's all stuff I'd maybe use maybe once a day. First aid and water. Everything else outside. All right. Inside. Here we go. All right. I'll try to show you the best I can in here. This is how much room is still left in my pack. Alright? I still could probably fit probably 3 or 4 more of those 2 liters, all those 2-liter platypuses. I could fit them all down in here pretty much with the room I got. Again, it's because I've saved on bulk on a lot of the heavier items and gone lighter. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, inside the map pouch here, I have my bladder. I have enough room to fit another one in here, or a full 3-liter. Then we go to a shelter. Remember, I was talking shelter just isn't about your tent. I have a Gore-Tex style parka. It's one of the lighter weight ones. It does pretty good. Basically, it's kind of heavy, but I wanted something a little bit more sturdy in here for this hike, so I took out my lightweight ripstop style one and pretty much got that one in there right now. It's a little bit more bulky, but it's heavier duty and I know it'll last. And in my bob, it's what I'd really pack in my bob. That's the one good thing about using your stuff when you go on any type of hike or any type of camping trip, is you can learn what you need for the recreational part of it and what you need for your real bob, and then you can really start to integrate the two. And that's when you really start to notice where you can bulk and unbulk per se. Alright, back still on shelter. This is my Sil Nylon tarp I was telling you about. It compresses real small. I don't have it compressed because I can just smash it down in there. Give you an idea, it's not exactly anything fancy, just gray, but this, you can see how thin this is. You can almost see through it if you held it up to the light. Inside here I have a little pouch. It's got a couple bungees, my straps, and some lightweight tent pegs in here. Alright. What else we got? Shelter wise too, because it's going to be real hot, nasty down here in southern Idaho. Bug netting. Doesn't weigh much and it's packed in here. Really don't need this, but I do.